Got our personal 2020s.
Mm-hmm.
I think what has been your personal football highlight of 2020? This can be, I think it's going to be the teams we support because it's the moment that were the best for us. But what do you think was the highlight of your football supporting season this year?
Well, it's going to be a funny one. I feel like it's going to make a lot of Italians giggle. But it ended up in a loss. I was surprised by how disappointed I was for the Europa League final. So that's a disappointing moment, right? Okay, but at the same time, it's an exciting one because I got really excited for my team being in the final for the first time after 10 years.
Yeah. The Europa League run, say, or getting to the final.
Yeah, the Europa League run. Yeah, getting to the final. That really got me excited. And I thought there was a moment in which we looked inevitable almost. And, when we rolled over Shakhtar 5-0 and the other games we played, I don't know. It's my hopes were very high for a competition that I don't really care about. So yeah, seeing my team actually making a statement after, guys, I've seen a lot of shit over the past 10 years with Inter Milan. And I know that some people will say, man, I support
Crotone.
I support Crotone, imagine my life. But okay, when you support a team that is supposed to be good, that has a history, and for 10 years we are just dog shit. When we finally get to the final, you're like, oh my God, this is where it belongs. And then you lose it. Well, whatever. That was my highlight. What about you? It's funny. An Arsenal and an Inter fan looking for highlights.
I was very lucky this year, actually, because I had two highlights. And obviously, as I've talked about before, I'm also a Crewe Alexandra fan. Crewe Alex got promoted last year from League 2 back to League 1, so into the third division. It had been quite a few dark years for the Alex. We had been struggling to survive in League 2, which could potentially mean going out of the league, which is like very few teams recover from that. So for us to recover from that and then get promoted was unbelievable. We were top of the table at the time that the league was cancelled. They figured out the points differently, so we ended up second. But I would say Crewe getting promoted is fantastic. Of course, the Arsenal FA Cup win.
Of course.
That meant so much to me because the season had been so terrible between Emery, Freddie, Arteta, just a complete mess at the club that is still going on. Things felt particularly dark last season. I thought that was as dark as it was going to get, but it wasn't. But for us to win the FA Cup, it was a ray of light in a really, really shit season. And to beat City and Chelsea on the way to that win, so nobody can say, oh, you got an easy draw, or none of the big teams wanted it. No, we earned that cup. And over 2 goals in the final. Arteta lifting a trophy that he lifted as captain of the club in his career. I think it's a really big moment for the Arsenal fans. A lot of the youngsters there, it was Saka, Maitland-Niles, Smith-Rowe, Nelson, all these players. That's like a huge first step in their career. This is their first silverware. They can see in the manager, this is a guy who can take us places if we follow him. I think the FA Cup win. I'm going to go for Arsenal FA Cup win, but it's very closely followed by Crewe Alexandra being promoted.
Nice. Good. This is a wrap. And now, Rory, are you ready for the quiz?
I do not remember any of this year. A lot has happened and also nothing has happened.
Let's go. Here we are back, and this time I am testing Rory's knowledge of 2020. How are you feeling, buddy?
Oh, let's do it.
All right, so my 4 events. Wow, so many tabs open on my computer. All right, the 4 events.
Not all of them, Paul.
No, not all of them. Only 4, 5, 6. Only 6 of them. All right, so my 4 events are Inter Milan beat Fiorentina 4-3 in a thriller game. The second event is Kieran Tierney trips over himself.
I love Tierney. Right, Tierney falls over.
All right. So we've got Inter, Fiorentina 4-3. Tierney falls over. Then we've got Zaniolo picks up his first ACL injury against Juventus. So the guy was attempting a coast-to-coast. You remember that play? Then when he's on the edge of the box...
His first injury was this year?
Both of them. They were this year. He tore his ACL twice over the same year.
Jesus.
And he came back arguably a little too soon and he got injured again.
Apparently so.
But on the other knee. So this is my third event. Nicola Zaniolo gets injured against Juventus. And finally, you remember this one, Tottenham-Norwich in the FA Cup. which became also very famous for Eric Dyer trying to fight a fan. Then there was a great meme that followed. So basically, there was footage of Eric Dyer climbing up the stands to go beat up this fan, and somebody edited the video with him going backwards, and the caption said, "Whenever Tottenham see a trophy." So these are my 4 events. So Inter Fiorentina 4-3, Kieran Tierney trips over himself, Nicolò Zaniolo picks up the first of his 2 2020 ACL injuries, and Norwich win against Tottenham in the FA Cup after penalties. What are you thinking, Rory?
Okay, so I'm going to give the listeners a few seconds to think, filling music. This is also time for me to think. Okay, good. Right. I'm going to go for the first event is Zaniolo injuring himself.
Right.
Second event, I'm going to say Dyer against Norwich.
Right.
Third event is Inter beating Fiorentina.
All right.
And the fourth event is Kieran Tierney falling over, because that was against Aston Villa, I'm pretty sure.
Guess who's gotten good at this game?
Yeah!
It's Rory Crispolo. So Zaniolo picked up his first ACL injury against Juventus on January 13th, 2020. Tottenham Norwich was on March 4th, 2020, one of the last games with fans in England. Inter Fiorentina 4-3 were together with Reed. What up, Reed? In Milan, and that was on September 26th.
I barely remember that game, but it was a messy one.
It was a messy evening. And then Kieran trips. If you just write Kieran Tierney trips, the titles are Kieran Tierney hilariously malfunctioned for Arsenal. We'll watch Kieran Tierney's hilarious stumble and fall versus Aston Villa. Fans are left baffled. All right, but so we've got one game among these 4 events, and it's Tottenham-Norwich. Do you want to try and pick the lineup
I could
of one
also
of the 2
pick
teams?
Inter Fiorentina, right?
Inter Fiorentina, or if you want, Roma Juventus.
Oh, which one am I going to be better at? I'm going to say
Inter Fiorentina, you should score a fuck ton of points.
Maybe like Tottenham, I could easily make a lot of mistakes, but I'm going to go for Tottenham.
Norwich.
Oh, no, wait, no, it's the FA Cup. No, wait, no, I'm not. No, I'm going to go for Inter against Fiorentina.
All right, let me open up the tab.
Inter against Fiorentina.
So, listeners, this was at the end of September. Inter played Fiorentina in a thriller of a game at the San Siro. Inter came out winners 4-3, but who was playing in that match? So, lineup for Fiorentina or for Inter?
For Inter.
Right, go.
So, in goal, Handanovic.
Yup.
We have at the back Bastoni.
Yup.
And De Vrij.
Nope.
He might have been injured, right?
Wait, let me see if he came on. Did not come on.
Okay, Bastoni, Barella.
Yup.
Lukaku.
Yup.
Martinez.
Yup.
Ashley Young.
Yup.
Gagliardini.
Nope. Let me see if he came on, because, with 5 subs. No, he did not come on, so you've got 2 mistakes. You're at 6 points with 2 mistakes.
Did I say Ashley Young?
Yep.
Okay, let's try. Oh, would Sensi have been? No, he was injured then. So let's go for. Let's try. I don't know. This is great audio footage. Oh Christ, Sanchez. He scored, right?
Sanchez, did he come on? Yes, he did come on. So you're at 7.
7. Oh, I need 2 more to equal your score from earlier. So let's go. Who else plays in central midfield? Brozovic.
Yup, that's 8.
I've only got 1 more. I think it's a risky shout. No, he's probably gone by that point. So let's say Vecino.
Vecino has been injured for God knows how much. So you got 8 points plus 4. That makes it 12. I am the winner. Yes!
Let myself down there.
So actually, the Inter lineup was kind of strange. Andanovic, in defense, 3 men. D'Ambrosio, Bastoni, Kolarov, who hasn't played for a while now. Then midfield, Young, Barella, Brozovic, and Perisic.
I was going to say Perisic, but I thought he wasn't there by that point, right?
Trequartista.
Eriksen, oh shit.
And then Lukaku and Martinez up front. Fiorentina lined up with a 3-5-2, just like Inter. So Dragovski, Cáceres, Ceccherini, Milenkovic, and then Biraghi, Castrovilli, Amrabat, Bonaventura, Chiesa, Ribéry, and Kouame. Goals by Lautaro Martinez, own goal by Ceccherini, Lukaku and D'Ambrosio. And for Fiorentina, Kouame, Castrovilli, and Chiesa. Ribery had an incredible game.
Yes, I remember that clearly. I remember that very clearly.
And that's a wrap, guys. So 2020. Done. So we cannot really disclose any information, but we can say that there are things to look forward to in 2021.
Yeah, I think there's some exciting ideas, some exciting link-ups coming our way, hopefully. And here's to a better year next year for everyone involved. I think we'll all be sticking a middle finger up to 2020 as soon as midnight strikes, right?
Exactly. So, guys, us from the Anglo-Italian Football Connection, from the Anglo-Italian Connection Football
Very
Podcast.
Good.
Wow, I'm getting confused myself. We want to wish you really the happiest of New Year's. We know that this statement is kind of stupid. A year is so long, and usually there are sad moments, but we wish you that it is at least better than 2020.
Yeah.
Let's be strong with this lockdown, with these quarantines, with this virus. Maybe we're starting to see a light at the end of the tunnel. But also, let's not complain for being at home, because that is an opportunity to listen to the Anglo-Italian Pod.
Exactly. Right? More time to hear our beautiful voices, guys. So you've got no excuse not to listen. Yeah, just what Tommy said. Happy New Year. Hope everyone's having a beer at least, or not having it too low-key. And raise a glass for the ones we lost this year and for the promise of next year.
That was beautiful. I don't want to add anything. Guys, thank you very much for listening once again. Enjoy your New Year's Eve and be careful, responsible, right?
Bye, guys.
Bye. Love you, everybody.